I wanted to come back to Honduras again because I've been here before. You know, it's great to go back to a place that's familiar. You see kids that you saw last year and they're taller now. You see parents and you can ask how their kids are doing now. So I really enjoy that continuity aspect.
I think VBS was one of the most special and rewarding parts of the trip. Showing up on day one and there's 125 kids in rows waiting for us to sing and dance, and they were all really quiet, but as soon as we started playing music for them, they were jumping around and singing as loud as they could. And I think that really showed me how important VBS was to this trip, that these are the future generations, and while it is so beneficial that their parents get to be healed medically, I think it was awesome that we got to plant those seeds for these children at such a young age.
This was my first time on the Honduras trip, and I definitely did have a lot of concerns. I had just found out that I was pregnant, and I was concerned about hygiene and not having beds to sleep on. But I would definitely say the things that are so much more important overshadow any difficulties that you might have with heat and mosquitoes and discomfort and not having your usual warm shower.
I think my favorite part of the trip this year was a little bit unexpected. This is my second time to go to Honduras, and last year we really didn't have a way to interface with the teenagers that live in the community. But this year Rick Vasquez came with us, and Rick is the pastor of Vision City Church, who meets at our Crosspoint campus on Sunday afternoons for their worship services each week. Seeing him and the influence that he had over those kids was truly remarkable. I think it was only about 57 kids who accepted Christ at his invitation. So God did an amazing work through Pastor Rick on our trip, and that was a real blessing for me to see and to be a part of. Our heart behind what we're doing in Santa Ana is to one day establish a church, and I believe that God is going to raise someone up to pastor a church there. And I'm so excited to see if it's going to be one of these kids that Rick reached out to on this trip.
To get to spend a few days with these children and just teach them as much as we could in that short amount of time, and the fact that they were able to perform the songs that we taught them for their parents on Thursday was incredible.
Another thing that I would love for people to understand about these trips is how much fun we have together. Our team leader, Jeff McNear, working alongside Chuck Oak, our missions pastor, did such an amazing job to see that happened, to see that the fellowship was real and significant. Yes, it is hot. Yes, we get sweaty. And yes, I got stung on the tongue by a bee. But that's, when it's nice to be on a medical mission trip, because my roommate was a doctor. So
The first year I came here, I was thinking I was just going to see a lot of patients, treat them, make them feel good, give them good advice. But I learned that I was here just more than being a doctor. I was here to also share Jesus Christ with all the patients. So this year, every single patient that I saw, I shared the word with them. And I prayed with them too. And, we need to keep coming back and serving this community.
You get to see somebody's face when they accept Christ, and see their face when you're telling them about who Jesus is and who God is and what He has done for them. And I would definitely encourage everyone to go on this trip, even if they have those concerns, and just leave that in God's hands. While there was no bed, and while I did sleep on a sleeping mat inside of a mosquito tent, it was still just a phenomenal trip. Those things are just so insignificant compared to what you experience here.